Hey everybody, tonight I'm going to make mustard coated pork chops. We're at the end of the snow and ice fiasco here in Fort Worth, Texas, and I'm ready to start cooking again. So tonight I'm going to make Chris some pork chops. I'm going to coat them in mustard and then roll them in flour and deep fry them in my cast iron skillet. It's really easy and it tastes really good. So I'll try to show you how easy steps to do it. You can do it at home. Tell me what you think. I've got 2 boneless pork chops. I made they're a little thick. And the last time I made them, I had to finish them off in the oven because they didn't quite get done. So I think put them in a Ziploc bag. I got this. I'm going to pound them out just a little to get them not so thick. And I did put some salt on there before I pounded them. Okay, I got the pork chops pounded. I didn't pound them a lot. They just seemed really thick to me. I'm going to show you the ingredients that I use. And I usually go pretty heavy on spice, but you can pick just about any spice you want. I'll show you what I use this time. And there's the flour. And I use some onion powder, garlic powder. And this is a spice that Chris's mom got him for Christmas. Everglades heat. I made chicken with it a few nights ago. It's really good. It wasn't too hot. And this right here, adobo. I love that stuff. You can put it in anything. There's plain yellow mustard. Do this on the side too. Cheddar broccoli. Let me show you. See, there's my pork chops. Pounded them just a little. Put in that bowl and just covered them with the classic yellow mustard and let them sit there for a little bit. Soak that in. And there's my flour mixture. And I'll stir all that up. And there is cast iron skillet. The grease getting hot. I just think cast iron, it gets the heat evenly distributed. I just think it cooks a lot better. Okay, we'll let that grease get hot. Let those soak in that mustard. And then we'll fry them up and see what happens. I'm going to test the grease by just getting a little bit of flour. Dropping it in there. My grease may be actually a little too hot. Alright, let's put them in there. And yeah, I know my fingernails are jacked. We went through all this ice and lugging that compressor around, and they just, not compressor, generator. I always say compressor. But anyway, beside the point. Alright, we just grab that pork chop and just coat it. And that pork chop's still kind of thick. So if it doesn't get done, when the crust gets the way you want it, take it out, cut into it. If it's not done, just stick it in the oven for a little bit on like 400. That'll finish it off. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah. Yeah, my grease may be a little too hot. I usually do wet hand, dry hand. Since I've only got one hand, I have to do double duty. I sure did get that grease awful hot. Right, this next one. Be careful not to burn yourself. I've done that before. Grease burns, no joke. Alright, cooking. I never really timed, so I can't say how long. I'm still by the color. Probably like 4 or 5 minutes on each side. One of the keys to cooking in grease when you got a coating, don't move it around a lot or you'll knock your crust off. Let it fry a little bit and then kind of like poke it around to make sure it's not sticking. But just let it do its thing. Okay, I'm going to flip them. And like I said, I think I have my grease maybe a little too hot. So be very gentle so you don't knock that crust off, because that is the good stuff. Oh yeah, there we go. You see, it's going to be a little browner, that mustard, when it cooks. It is going to turn a little darker, but it's fine. Oh yeah, perfect. I turned my oil up a little bit, so I turned it down, and I turned it back up. She'll be able to tell. Alright, I'm going to let those cook a few minutes, and then when the crust gets just right, I'm going to take it out. Then I'm going to cut into it. If it's not done in the middle, I'm going to finish them off in the oven. So I don't want to ruin the crust trying to get the top done. Okay, let them cook about 3 minutes and see what happens. Okay, I think these are done. I'm going to turn the burner off, but my redneck senses are telling me that meat is not quite done in there. I don't want to ruin the crust. You can see that. That crust is perfect. So I got this pan, a little Pam in there, and then I wipe it out so it won't stick. I'm going to put these in the oven. If they were thinner, I wouldn't worry about it. I do not like undercooked chicken or undercooked pork. So I'm going to let this get up to 400 degrees. I'm going to stick them in there about 10 minutes, 15. I had to do this last time. You would think they'd dry out, but we got that good crust on there, and that is going to seal in those juices, and that pork will not dry out. I want to make sure it's done. Good God, I don't want it to serve crisp. Raw pork. Hey, as soon as that gets to 400, I'm going to stick it in the oven. And just got them out of the oven. I'm going to cut into one and see if it's pink or if it's done. I think they're done. Oh yeah. There we go. Look at that. That's done. What do you think?
I think that's done.
I think that's done too. And there we go. So if you're cooking meat and it's thick and you get the crust just perfect, don't ruin the crust by keeping frying it, trying to get the meat done. Just take it out, put it in the oven. I always go 400 degrees. Just put it in the oven for about 15-20 minutes. You'll know when it's done. And the juice stays in, your crust is still nice, and you're ready to go. And that is how I make my mustard pork chops. Simple, they really have a good flavor.